Vince, I don't mean to pick on you. Is it on? Yeah. You spearheaded a campaign to change the form of government. I'm not saying you did it as an individual.
Speak into the microphone, please.
I'm not saying you did it as an individual. It might have been collective. Your party, the Republican Party, has been very happy with the current form of government in Brigantine for 22 years. Why did you initiate a referendum and then drop the issue? Please explain what happened here.
Okay, now before I take this, is it correct that this was something that this is relevant, specific to your party? So you'll get the minute and a half. I'll give everybody else a minute to answer the question.
George, actually, thank you very much for asking that question. I actually don't take it personally, but I think it's an issue that people really want to know about, so thank you. One of the things I believe that this form of government we have here right now isn't responsible enough. People elect the people in these positions to go out there and do a job. Right now, there is so much bureaucracy in this form of government that I don't think it's responsible enough, and I don't think it's handling people's problems. We put it out to a petition. About 1,800 people signed that petition to change the form of government. So there was a lot of support for that change of government. For me personally, one of the things that was asked of me, have I ever personally sued the city? No. But one of the things is we wanted to make sure that those 1,800 people were represented. So the organization I was a part of actually initiated a lawsuit because the petition that was turned into the city was denied on a technicality. That's fine, so it's up for a judge to decide. As we got close for that coming forward to the judge, another petition took hold, which was for the public safety director. One of my biggest fears is that my petition that I was a part of to change the government would get put on the same ballot as that public safety director petition, and that change of government could get swept in on the coattails of that, and I didn't think it was fair to the taxpayers. I didn't think it was fair to the people of Brigantine. I thought people should vote on those issues separate, so one of the things is I stepped back, and the reason I did is I stepped back from that and said this should not go forward, this should be a separate issue. Right now, though, I do believe that you need to help people. I do believe that you need to be involved, and that's why I'm running for this form of government. So, George, thank you.
Thank you. I'll now give the other candidates a chance to respond, starting with Lisa McClay.
Vince Serra was heading up a campaign called Respectable Government for Brigantine and tried to revert our form of government back to an antiquated form of government known as a three-commissioner form of government where you don't elect your mayor. It's a form of government where you don't have a city manager running the city like a business. This is something, there was a petition that went around, I believe it was fraudulently circulated. Actually, someone from another town came to my house asking me to sign the petition. And then he went on after that, well, it was dismissed on all counts. And then it went on to where he sued the city, his organization or movement sued the city, costing the taxpayers thousands of dollars, in addition to the amount of time we had to pay in legal fees and the city clerk in order to review this petition and check all the signatures on the petition. So then he turned around and tried suing the government, and then once the judge saw that it was totally fraudulent, he withdrew it, costing us money.
Thank you. Andy Simpson?
I signed the petition. I think this form of government stinks. Well, you know you're talking? Yeah. Well, yeah. So this form of government is not for me. So I signed the petition, not because it was Vince Serra, not because it was whoever was on there. I signed the petition. But you talk about people suing the city. We had a change of trying to get rid of a public safety director, a yes-no vote, which all council, including the Democrats, voted yes to get rid of the former the public safety director. What? 2 weeks later, they voted no, 5-2, and cost us $35,000. Now that's not right. They're blaming Vince Serra for a couple $1,000, and they're the ones who cost us $35,000.
Thank you, Robert Carrillo.
The first thing we want to do is actually answer the question, and that is, why Vince did this and brought it to court and then walked away. And in fact, Vince, on your complaint, what you were asking to do is to put it on with the public safety director petition. So, I mean, where you got that last second change might have had to do something with the certification numbers, changing from 7 to 13, and your lawyer realized that wasn't too good. I can talk about the council manager form of government, and a minute is not enough because I did work to change the form of government. I find it interesting that Andy doesn't like it because it's based on big business. You have representation for each ward. They wanted a power grab. Okay, all three seats, or 5 seats, or however many wanted with the commission, would have been elected from one ward, the first ward, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Bill Gunther?
Having worked in this government for almost 22 years, I can tell you that, more than that actually, I can tell you that it is not a very responsive form of government. There are better systems out there, but it's a government we have to work with, and we'll make the best of it. I can also tell you that when it comes to lawsuits, I find it ironic that there's a complaint about the amount of money spent in lawsuits when the building you're sitting in, first of all, would not be here if the city did not persist in moving it forward. But there's someone sitting in this room that cost you $100,000 in legal fees and delayed the building of this building for several years, costing you untold amount of money in not being able to sell properties as the real estate values decline. So once again, we're going to talk about a couple $1,000s that a citizens group may have cost you when they put a petition on the ballot, but we're going to leave a gaping hole in the argument about what this building cost in terms of legal fees.